In this video, we have a ton of news, 4 news stories covering AEW possibly signing a former WWE superstar. Also, on top of that, a current AEW wrestler confirms a possible return to WWE. Also, we got to talk about Fandango post WWE, and Impact Wrestling has another roster member leaving the company. All of this stuff will be covered in today's video. As always, I keep you updated 7 days a week. Subscribe if you want more. Let's just jump into it. Follow Ba. If you watch Impact Wrestling, you know who he is. As much as I praise Impact, by the way, I feel like they got it wrong with him. He's no longer with the company, but there's a couple things I want to touch on just very quickly for those who are unaware of what's going on. Fallah Bahh is now on the free agent market, according to Fightful Select. He joins a list of names that were not re-signed in the company. So if you guys remember, Rohit Raju, who is now working AEW Dark, Larry D, Ace Romero, Matt Striker, all of them have left the promotion. Impact has not re-signed them, anything like that. Now, Fallah Bahh, for the most part, in Impact Wrestling was a comedy character, which is where I feel like they kind of dropped the ball. I feel like he should have been a very serious threat. I didn't really care for the stuff that they had him do with KM and, of course, TJP. You know, the storylines that they had, I just didn't feel like they fit him. So I do want to say I actually think Fallah Bahh could be a really good asset to literally WWE or AEW if they are interested, mainly because of his size. And I think if he's actually put in a very serious role, he doesn't have to be this big talker. He could be a big guy with a big threat where people don't want to wrestle him. People are scared to wrestle him. You can present them in a different fashion than Impact, and I think you'd be able to make money off of it. Now, with that being said, I do have a YouTube channel called Angle Plays. It's basically where I cover wrestling, video game stuff. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. I'll put a link in the description. But basically, Virtual Basement's working on a game called The Wrestling Code. A lot of people don't know, but Virtual Basement actually confirmed a while ago that the game was originally supposed to be an Impact Wrestling game. Impact Wrestling and Virtual Basement could not come to an agreement. However, with Impact Wrestling wrestlers, they are independent, right? So Virtual Basement was trying to put them in the video game. A lot of people don't actually know that because of some issues between the two, Virtual Basement respectfully took them out of the game for Impact Wrestling. So any Impact Wrestling star who was contracted to Virtual Basement, they were removed from the game. Now, Fallah Bahh leaving Impact confirms that he's actually going to be back in the game. So just kind of keep that in mind. Impact Wrestling could have had a new video game. The Wrestling Code could have very well looked different. Again, subscribe to Angle Plays if you guys want more on that. All right, guys, Dirty Dango is joining Control Your Narrative. I don't know if I should be laughing. I don't know if this should be a good thing. I'm not really sure. As a wrestling fan, I want to get excited about whatever wrestling promotion is out there. Most importantly, I think Control Your Narrative, and I've said this before, they've kind of sparked the wrong reaction from the wrestling community. And Control Your Narrative has now confirmed that Dirty Dango will be there WrestleMania 31st, possibly. So it's not like 100% confirmed. There's no details that 100% confirm it, but the belief is that Dirty Dango will be there for the WrestleMania weekend. Now, keep in mind, they have Strowman, Killer Cross, Wesley Blake, EC3. It could very well work out. It might not work out. I don't know. Honestly, this is like a weird thing. The whole thing with Control Your Narrative, I think it's too early for me to tell you guys it's good or bad. I just know the reaction for it has been pretty bad. Fandango is somebody, when he got released by WWE, I thought for certain he would be perfect in Impact. It hasn't happened yet. I don't like the name Dirty Dango. I don't know. Like, there's something that's a disconnect for me here. But nonetheless, he is expected to join Control Your Narrative, and we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, we've talked a little bit about Cesaro leaving WWE. It's obviously look, as far as Cesaro goes, we don't really know what the hell is going to happen with him. There's nothing been confirmed. Obviously, there's been the rumors of him going to AEW. We know Tony Khan has also talked about, possibly wanting to bring him in and stuff like that. He's been very positive about Cesaro. He really enjoys Cesaro's work. Sheamus actually recently revealed, too, that he's kept up with Cesaro post-WWE, and he mentioned that Cesaro basically has like a new gym. He's working out like crazy, doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff, preparing for an in-ring return. I don't know what the hell Cesaro's plans are, but obviously with Sheamus basically confirming that Cesaro is training for an in-ring return, it tells me that maybe Cesaro to AEW is the sure thing, especially because Tony Khan has openly talked about it. Now, keep in mind, Cesaro doesn't have a non-compete clause. Cesaro can show up anytime, anywhere he wants, and when he chooses to do that, we'll obviously know, and I'll keep you guys covered with that. I prefer Cesaro to go to Impact, but obviously with AEW buying ROH, there's history there, so it makes a lot of sense. Cesaro rebuilding his gym, getting into it. I think we're going to see a different version of Cesaro. A lot of people are mixed on this. A lot of people I've heard tell me, hey, Cesaro shouldn't go to AEW. They're signing too many people. I've heard people say, hey, Cesaro should go to Impact. The argument that AEW is signing too many people, I can understand that argument, but Tony Khan, as the owner of AEW and the owner of ROH, he can put people wherever the hell he wants now. It's a little bit different than just having Dynamite and Rampage as the two TV shows, because we know ROH will have a TV show. So who knows if Cesaro goes to ROH? Who knows if Cesaro goes to AEW? Just like Fandango, I think Cesaro would be in a really good position to go to Impact. I think it would be a business decision that's good for Impact. But ultimately, time will tell. You never know. Maybe he joins Control Your Narrative. Who knows? All right, guys. Dax Harwood recently revealed on Twitter in a Q&A that he would be open to a WWE return, which is very, very interesting. His answer specifically was yes, if the money and circumstances were right, and no, you can't interview me. It was a question, obviously, he got in regards to a WWE return. Now, the thing is, he also later on reveals in this Q&A that he wants to win the NJPW tag team titles, the IWGP tag team championship belts. So he talked about this with Cash. It was something that they discussed on their many 4-hour road trips. Now, the reason why I actually want to talk about this is because Cash and Dax have actually been pretty vocal about their experience in WWE, and obviously they requested their release. When he says yes, the money and circumstances were right, I do find that to be a very interesting answer, because my whole thing was like, when FTR left, I thought once we saw the Revival no more, I thought truthfully we would never see them back in a WWE ring. And it goes to show you too, like AEW, WWE, all of these companies, the fans will try to put everything, like, generally speaking, fans will try to make it look like WWE's garbage, AEW's the best. And I don't think wrestlers look at it that way, man. Wrestlers look at it like it's a business. They got these decisions to make. They got to choose what is best for them. Now, do I think we're going to see the Revival in WWE soon? No. What are these circumstances that Dax is talking about? Obviously, he doesn't specify. For me, as a fan of them and their work, I would assume that they would probably want to be part of a good tag team division and a good focus on tag team wrestling, which is something WWE doesn't do. Now, it would be nice to see FTR win the NJPW Tag Team Championship belts. I think that would solidify their career. Obviously, winning, NXT championships, the WWE, AEW, there's so many more that they can do and achieve. I think if we were to see that happen, I think maybe the door possibly opens for WWE return. I don't think it's likely without WWE putting a focus on their tag team division, though. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, I'll see you next time.